So one moment in my life, just by a coincidence, because I fell down and broke my right leg, and then I was have a surgery on my right leg. And then I discovered after the surgery that I was also having acute myelomic leukemia, and so it was a big shock. And so I was putting immediately into the treatment, and of course also I agreed to go into a research clinical trial, because I believe in that, doing that for many years. So I discovered that as a patient, what was very easy and clear to me, like the protocol, like the information consent for patients, which were transparent and clear for me. As a patient, starting to have doubts, what it is, what is the fear, what will be my side effects. And then, of course, went through everyday side effects, I discovered how much important it is to have invested into research, because this is an answer for patients to have now product that can be having a better life through the treatment and after the treatment. So when I was in the hospital, of course, in an isolation room, was still under COVID moment, so it was very difficult moment, because I cannot contact my family, my wife, my children, anybody. So I was left alone, and the only way to have some connection with a human being were nurses. And nurses play a fantastic role on that journey of patients, helping and supporting them throughout any moment of the therapy. I call them really angels, because they were there not just talking about science and therapy, but were there also giving nice word and taking a small touch on everyday life. And through this journey, as I call it, journey through the desert, I met fantastic people, fantastic nurses, both men and women, which literally drove me through this journey in a positive way. And I have to thank many of them, because they have done a fantastic job to me and to many other patients like me. So I think these are key points. I was very lucky, and I'm still very lucky to have a fantastic family. So this is one great point to support any patients to have family behind through the journey of the therapy. Faith, I am very lucky to have faith, and this is something that gives me an additional power behind the illness. So to have faith is a way that you look always as a glass half full. And this is helping on a daily thing. So, and there is always somebody that is worse than you. So with a faith, you see that positively and you go on. And in my book, I tell you have to have faith, whatever faith you have, doesn't care in which kind of religion, but to have one faith, spiritual faith, because you can change your journey into the illness. And then also what I discovered is fragility. I was an entrepreneur, I was head of a company, doing a lot of activities, so thinking that I will live forever with no problems. And then I discovered illness, and illness make me fragility, thinking every day that I'm depending from others. And from others makes doctors, researchers, but also nurses, as I mentioned. And so it's I think that these three concepts were very important. And moreover, I think the force that is inside every person is quite important. So I always tell to other patients, never give up. Even in the worst moment of your illness, of your therapy, never give up, because there is always people behind you, nurses, doctors, researchers, but will help you through your journey. So never give up. You know, when you get inside the hospital, you lose all your status. You are not anymore an entrepreneur, you're not anymore a CEO, you're not anymore an important person in your society. You became a patient, and you became a number in a clinical trial. So you lose everything. And so the only way to face that is to have some message inside you every morning, every day. And so never give up. I put on a cap. And you know, this period, of course, I lose all my hairs, which is part of the therapy. So I was wearing every day my cap with never give up. So when I face when I was shaving myself or just going to the bathroom, I saw myself, okay, never give up. So it's a good way to start the day in a different way. I think that throughout the journey of my illness, there have been very, very difficult moments where even with faith, sometimes I decide and ask God, please take me away and give up. I don't want to stay here more, too much side effects, very tough days. And in all these moments, and a few of them, I had sign. So if you look for sign, you find sign. And I was very lucky to have important sign and write in the book. I heard a lady crying next to my room in another room. And she was younger, very young, 20, 22 years old, I think. And she was there left alone without a family, with her mother passed away, her father is not calling her, and she was the same illness like me. And said, so I'm much more lucky, so I cannot give up. And then another time, I was very bad too, and that day, I was very lucky to receive a message from Pope Francis saying, Riccardo, don't give up. I pray for you, and remember, please, to pray for me. And so I said, well, if the Pope, that of course I have opportunity to know, but I have 5 minutes to write this letter to me, I cannot give up. So this comes back to the fact that faith is very important. And so whatever faith you have, can be Catholic, can be Muslims, can be Buddhist, it doesn't care, but have a faith because this helps you through the journey. So it's, of course, it's important science, research, but faith helps the journey to be a positive one. And always think that illness is a journey and can be a positive journey, because in the desert you walk a little bit up one step and then you go back 2 steps because of the sand. And then it's very hard, it's not easy like in any desert. But there is always at the end a nice sky, there is a nice oasis you can reach. So always find a positive pathway inside the journey of illness and you will be a different patient. So thanks to Conquer Cancer Foundation to drive this and to support researcher for a better quality of life of patients. So this book starts as my personal diary, and this is something that I suggest to any patient, to write a diary every day, to put your sentiment, your feeling, your whatever you feel during the day of your treatment. Was 7 months in the hospital, so I did a diary with the idea to leave this diary to my wife and my children in case I will not succeed throughout this journey. Then I put in a drawer, and 2 years later I find it and I read it again and said, well, this could be benefit for other patients or other family with patients. So I decided to print it, and if anybody reading this book will have some benefit, that makes sense for me to have written it and to give to somebody. And then, moreover, with the money that I will raise from the book, I will support Conquer Cancer Foundation for a new young investigation award.